everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. Okay, so we have been learning just the basic beginner techniques of knitting, and today I want to show you how to do a knit stitch. You can literally make a blanket or a scarf, or goodness, you could even make a shrug if you wanted to, just by knitting back and forth on both sides. It's really that versatile of a stitch. And so I want you to get started with making your next knitting project. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so I have cast on just any number of stitches. It doesn't matter. There's no multiple needed here because we're just doing the same thing over and over again. And we're just doing this for the sake of the tutorial. So just cast on some stitches, and what we're going to do is we're just going to work some knitting rows back and forth so you can get an idea of how this technique is done, as well as how it begins to make a piece look. So for our first stitch, what you're just going to do is you're going to insert that needle like so. And what I like to do to secure our first stitch is we're going to take our tail and our working yarn, and we're going to wrap around the back, pull up like this, and slide that off our needle. Now for the remaining stitches, we're going to drop that tail because we don't need that anymore. And then we just continue along the row. We insert our needle, wrap around, pull it up, and slide it off. Insert our needle, wrap around, pull it up, slide it off. And you will continue down the row, whether you're making a scarf or a blanket. Fun fact, the very first knitted item that I ever did was a baby blanket using Lion Brand's Woolies Thick and Quick. And I absolutely loved how it turned out. It just looked so awesome, and it looked like I had just spent forever on this blanket. But I just did knitting literally on the front and the back. That was all I did. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the result was absolutely stunning. So even if you're like, I don't even want to get into any crazy technical stuff, I just want to know how to just get the yarn on these two needles and just work something. Literally, all you have to do is learn how to cast on, learn the knit stitch, which is what we're doing right now, and then learn how to bind off, and you can make your next product. It's that simple, right? Okay, so we're at our last stitch, and straighten up things just a bit, pull that tail just a little tight. All right, so yeah, now let's work up a couple more rows, right? Super simple. Just insert that needle again, yarn over, and just keep going back and forth, just like that. So simple, so easy. This is why I absolutely just love this stitch. You don't even have to worry about like purling or counting or anything. So simple. Love it. Excuse me. So something that while we're working up these stitches, I'll just go ahead and we'll just chit chat a little bit. How's that sound? So as I've been doing these YouTube tutorials, I have noticed, like, as I'm going back and editing, I'm like, ew, look at my fingernails. That is gross. And it's not that I'm like, I don't know, doing gross things, but like today, for instance, I have been repainting my living room. And so like I had paint stuck underneath my fingernails and all this. And so I was like, oh goodness. Oh, wait, let me pause my story. Okay, so remember how we knit that tail end? Don't treat this as two separate stitches, because then you're going to add a stitch, and that's not what you want to do. Just remember on that second row, you're going to knit into both of those because those are just one stitch. And so you pull that tail tight, and then you're good to go. But just remember that, because there was one time in a project where I had forgotten, I wasn't paying attention, and like it was bad. I had to frog quite a bit of it. Now this little skinny yarn is not doing this niche stitch, say that 10 times fast, justice, but I want to do one more row just so we can get an idea. So anyway, I'd been painting my living room, and before I sat down to film this video, I was looking at my nails and I thought, that's just gross. I'm not gonna torture these people that come to watch this tutorial with nasty fingers. So I went ahead and painted my phalanges, and yeah, I hope that makes things a little more pleasant. Oop, we got a little bit of a, if that happens, you get a little piece of the yarn, just slide it off. It's not a big deal. It'll go back into place. Really, oop, I'm gonna pull that out. I went into the wrong spot. So yep, just insert, yarn over, wrap it around, and just pull it through. Really, really simple. Just like so. All right, and so now hopefully you can kind of see we're kind of getting this like flat with kind of this I don't know, like raised area, and that's literally all it is, guys. Just real simple. I just absolutely love it. I'm gonna turn it over so you can see other side, but yep, just like that. Really simple. You can create all kinds of gorgeous projects using this. Lots of texture. I just love it, love it, love it. All right, if you are not already and you would like to be, hit the button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Yarn Hook Needles family. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are Yarn Hook Needles in all of those lovely places. Be sure to turn on post notifications so you can get a ring-a-ding-ding on your mobile device when we upload new videos. And if there's something specific that you would like me to film, or if you're like, this doesn't make any sense, you did a terrible job, please let me know down in those comments and I will do my best to help you and film a better video. Trust me, if I'm being honest, I've made a few doozies in the past and had to go back and refilm because I just confused everyone. And I apologize if you were one of those lovely folks that happened to. I'm always trying my hardest to make sure that these videos are good for you guys. So bear with me as I work through the process of all of this YouTube-ness. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.